Hey there guys, hope you guys are having a great day, and just as a quick reminder, all the videos on this channel are not made for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey there guys, today we'll be looking at a figure from Mythos anime, although it's technically labeled as Red Bull, and that's because that's the name they use when they re-release a figure. In fact, the one we'll be looking at today will be Broly. And for any of you guys who don't know how this works, they basically release the figure in multiple packages. Here of course you get the full body. Here you'll get the hair, and here you'll get the face plates, and this is pretty much how you'll receive the whole package. Now keep in mind, this is a re-release, so I do not have the original figure, so I don't know how different they are to the original release. However, I've heard that the original did not have any shading, while this one does have a little bit on the body, but that's about it. As you can see, and it comes with this little wolf head, and that's because it's not an official figure, so they gotta disguise it as something else. They also come with this cape or poncho. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna put it on, to be honest. You get some alternate hands, a pair of fists, and of course the cross arms. So right out of the box you get this wolf head, and you get these weird animal hands, so just replace those. So there, now you get now all you gotta do now is just replace the head. Just real quick, for anybody that's new to the channel, I like to collect stuff from Dragon Ball, Power Rangers, DC Comics, and a little bit of Transformers. If any of the stuff appeals to you, then please consider subscribing to the channel. I'll really appreciate it. Anyway, back to the video. Now to give you a better look at the accessories, this hand is meant to go on the head of a Goku. Unfortunately, I do not know which version it's supposed to go on, so now these hands are here. Now these two right here, they seem to be exactly the same, except one has pegs so you can put energy blast, and the other one, this one just seems to be like a high five hands on the top. And here are the energy blasts. And they look pretty cool. They're not just like plain silver spears, they actually got like some details all over, which are pretty cool. And of course you got these two which you connect to get the cross arm look. And as I mentioned, I already put on the fists. Now, in order to remove the arms, it's pretty easy. Just first do this. Then be careful when you're pulling it. The reason is because these are two pieces, so you definitely don't want to get those mixed up. Oops. Now make sure to put these things facing, the arms facing forward. And it's easier just to go one piece at a time. Okay. It does take a little bit of force. After that, just be very careful and combine them. Alright, so I had to turn off the camera because I couldn't do it with it in the way. But this is basically what you'll get. Although just be aware one thing, the chest is actually made of a very soft plastic. The chest is made of a very soft plastic, so it won't hinder the articulation, although that does have me a little bit worried, because usually this stuff doesn't last as long as regular plastic. But for the time being, it looks pretty good. Now when it comes to the shading, as I mentioned, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but there's shading going down here, down over here, and all the way in between. You also get some on the arms, on the back, but for some reason it doesn't go down here. It only goes, you can only see it here for some reason. And even the arms do have a little bit of shading on the sides. But for some reason it's only on the upper half of the arms. The lower half doesn't seem to have any shading. And no shading on these things. So they only added it to specific spots. Now when it comes to the lower half of his body, this red thing right here, there's zero shading on it. However, on the pants, there actually is a little bit of shading, but it's kind of hard to see. Like there's shading right here in the middle. And there seems to be shading over here on the lower half of the leg. The upper half doesn't seem to have anything. And the same thing in the back. There's a little bit in the middle. And then most of it is right here on the bottom. Oh no, wait, there is some shading right here, but it's like really faint. It's like, if it wasn't for the lighting, I wouldn't be able to see it. And on the boots, there's zero shading on the foot. However, the gold on the arms and the legs, they're pretty nice. The same thing goes for the chain, and the chain is not removable. It's pretty much attached to the torso. Here's the hairpiece. Now be very careful because this stuff really hurts. Like it really hurts when you put it on your hand. Like damn. Alright guys, I had to go and heat it up. It took me multiple tries, but I finally got it in. Yeah, that was a bit of a struggle. Now to put on the face, all you gotta do is remove this front piece of the hair. And of course, you get the faces right here. Oh, and be aware, the earrings, you're gonna have to put those separately. So you're gonna need some cutters or something to get them out of here. You get 4 different faces. And there you go. Super Saiyan Broly. Now, one thing I don't like about this figure, just by looking at this, it has to be the hair. Not the fact that it's really hard to put on, but the fact that I think it should be like slightly bigger. You know, like the hair should like pop out a bit more, but besides that, I think the figure looks pretty good. Now, I didn't just buy this version, I bought 2 versions of this guy. So here we got regular Super Saiyan Broly. And of course, the main guy, the guy I really wanted, Super Saiyan 3 Broly. And FYI, this guy cannot stand on his own, or at the very least, you're gonna need a lot of work to make that happen. Because the hair is heavy, like super heavy. Now, as far as I can tell, the body and the colors, they're exactly the same. Like, they are identical. Like, I cannot see a single difference between these two from the body. So it's mostly gonna come down to the hair. And man, oh man, does this thing really heavy. And by the way, extremely painful. Like, it literally like hurt my hand like so much trying to put this thing on. Now, one thing you should keep in mind, if you want Super Saiyan Broly, you're gonna want to get 03. That's the version you want to get. However, if you want to get Super Saiyan 3 Broly, then you're gonna need 05. That's the Super Saiyan 3 version. And you're also going to need some cutters, because you have to put all the earrings on all the faces individually. And just so you guys can see just how big this guy is, here is my official superhero Broly for comparison. Like, god damn, like this is like 4 fingers bigger than the official one. Now, when it comes to the faces, I already put this one that is a happy expression, but he also comes with a neutral one. A screaming one. And another happy one, but this one has the teeth showing. And as you can see, it is possible to have Super Saiyan 3 Broly stand up with the hair. Unfortunately, it does weigh it down by a ton and it will take a lot of work. You're definitely not going to be able to display this guy without a stand because that thing really weighs a ton. Now, luckily, the neck can support it. That's the one that's pretty good. So the neck can support it even if you want to put it like that. However, the rest of the body, however, no, not really. It like drags it down. This definitely is going to fall down if you leave it without a stand. Guys, I almost forgot to show this off. But you see, this right here is the default hair that it comes with. However, it also has an alternate one, which is longer. Just put it on. There you go. That's what Broly looks like with the longer hair. He gets the same energy balls, the energy blasts I mean, and they appear to be the exact same color. He also has the same cross arms. And unfortunately, he also has the exact same hands, except he doesn't have the one for Goku. Oh no, wait. He actually does have a unique one, this one right here. This one definitely was not with the regular Super Saiyan Broly. The other three, however, those are definitely the same as the other one. And he gets 6 faces, although, unfortunately, for some odd reason, the two on the top, these are duplicates. These are the ones that you get with the regular Super Saiyan Broly, so I don't know why they put those there. And they're the exact same expression as the ones on the bottom, except, you know, they have the eyebrows painted yellow. Yeah, so if you ignore these two on top, they're pretty much the same expressions as the Super Saiyan, except, you know, they don't have the eyebrows because it's Super Saiyan 3. And this time you get double the earrings. And just to show you, these are the hands that came with Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Because these are the exact same toy, all the pieces are compatible with each other. So that's pretty good. If I ever break one, at least I'll have a spare. And since the both bodies are exactly the same, they're pretty much not going to matter. Now, when it comes to the articulation, just keep in mind that the chest and both the stomach are made of a soft plastic, so they won't interfere with the actual joints. As you can see, when I use the butterflies, they just switch the body. And of course, the same goes the other way around. It stretches a little bit. Now, because this is soft plastic, I have no idea how long this stuff is going to last. But for the time being, it feels pretty good. As you can see, soft plastic for the stomach as well. It seems to be, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's made of the same material as the red thing. Now when it comes to the head, unfortunately it cannot look upwards. The hair really gets in the way, but at the very least it can look down pretty good. You can T-pose. Of course you get arm rotation. The arms bend that much. And of course, because the stomach and chest are on a ball joint, the same thing goes down here, although be careful. When you're articulating, it might come off. This thing is made of a soft plastic, so it shouldn't interfere with the articulation. On top of that, it has the little slit on the sides. So it can almost do the splits, the perfect splits at the very least. Let me see if I can go further. Oh no, it actually can do the full splits. Unfortunately, it's because of the weight that it's starting to go down. Those legs are pretty heavy. And of course, they also have thigh rotation. The legs can bend this much. This is about as forward and backwards as the legs can go. And this is about as backwards as it can bend. And he can almost touch his toes. Not quite, but almost. To be honest, guys, if I had to choose between one of these, I would definitely go with Super Saiyan 3 Broly. I absolutely love this thing. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to put it back in the box, because at the moment I do not have a stand that can support all this weight, which is a shame. But ultimately, these two figures are perfectly awesome. Now, there is a third variant, and the main difference is that it's basically this thing, but with yellow hair. As you can see, Broly has a little bit of green in this one, just like the Super Saiyan 3 one. There's just like green shading throughout the whole thing. Now, before I get to the size comparisons, one thing I should let you guys know is that even though I like these two figures right here, there is another company that's making their own Broly figures, and in fact, as far as I'm aware, it seems to be their first action figure. It's made by ZT Studios, so just look up ZT Broly. And basically, it's very similar to this. The only differences between this and their version is the fact that the chest is slightly bigger, the stomach is slightly narrower, and more importantly, the hair is bigger, which I do like that. But the thing that I think most people are going to notice is the fact that their version has way more shading on it all over the body, and I imagine that's going to appeal to a lot more people. And they seem to be roughly around the same price. Well, that's going to depend where you get it, but if you're in the market for a new Broly action figure, I would say you should go with the Anime Mythos or the CT Broly. That's the ones you want to pick. Now for me, I'm not going to get it because I already bought 3 Brolys. These two, the ones I've showed you in this video, and I also bought the Super Saiyan 4 Broly from Anime Mythos, which I will be reviewing as well. And not to mention, ZT Toys is also making a Super Saiyan 4 Broly. I don't know when that's going to come out, but it is in the works. So if you guys are, in the market for more Broly figures, that's definitely a company you should keep an eye on. Because I've seen reviews of their Broly and it looks pretty good, like as far as I can tell. But again, I'm not going to get it because I already bought like 3 Brolys. I don't need any more. And here he is next to the official Figure Arts Dynama Goku and the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. And my Jada Toys Street Fighter Cammy and Guile. My Mofex Marvel Gwenpool and DC Batman Night Crusader. And lastly, my third-party Figure Arts Xeno Vegeta and Xeno Goku. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and please, if you can, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.